And welcome to Listenerland. I'll start it off then, shall I?
Well,
welcome, viewers, again for another book-clenching edition of Listenerland.
Are we all clenched?
Are we all clenched? Are we all ready to go?
We're all ready to release the tension.
So who's going to release first?
okay. Well, I'm gonna go straight in with some rap lyrics.
Oh, here we go.
Now, okay, it's not Shakespeare, but then again, not everybody likes Shakespeare, so roll with it.
As Oasis said.
This is from a little ditty penned by Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. All right.
Did you have a little eye?
With my little eye, yes. It's deep. Again, it's deep.
It's deep.
I believe
right?
Ice Spice is a female.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is she?
Is she? Is it?
She? He?
Well, I hope she is. It's because
Well, I don't
this
know.
particular
I've never read
hindsight, this particular. Well, you make of it what you will. Think you the shit, bitch? You not even farted.
I mean,
Well,
true. It's just not wrong. I mean,
it's good.
wait,
it's
do
good.
Americans even say fart? Do they say fart?
Well, I don't know. She must do. What do they say?
I don't know. Like,
Well, they can't say Trump, no, can they?
No, they can't. That's true.
yeah, wow, I think that's one of my favourite rap lyrics so
Is
far.
that one of your favourites?
That and the fat kid, I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
Oh, I like that one. that I love you like a fat kid loves cake. I like that one. It says everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it says a lot about the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, I think you think you're the shit, bitch. You're not even fart. You're not even the fart. I like that.
Where did they get them from?
Well,
Where did they come up with this shit?
They've been quilling
You
it
think
in the
you're
back
the
of a
shit?
tour bus.
I mean, come on.
all right. There's a lot of other songs out there that's
Better?
No,
Worse?
they could point the finger at some lyrics in every genre and say that's poor. What's that all about?
I think there's a lyric on a song by Black Box from the 90s, and this is before like people knew what the internet was. And the lyric is something like, "I went to the internet, but the internet rejected," or something like that. Like before, it's not as good as "bitch, you ain't even a fart," but I'm just saying.
It's close. No, it's not even close.
No,
Fair.
it's not. It's
not
never
even
good. You
close.
got any more golden rap
Well,
nuggets?
I don't want to use them all up at once because I like to spread these out.
Just give us one more.
But a particular favourite of Wayne's, Will Smith.
All right.
You got a Prada bag with lots of stuff in it. Give it to your friend. Let's spin.
Let's spin.
Well, it's not far, but it's. What's it mean?
Read it again.
You got a Prada bag with lots of stuff in it. Give it to a friend. Let's spin.
As in, like, maybe that's saying, like, you got a Prada bag with lots of stuff in, give it to a friend. I don't care about materialism, but let's have a dance.
Could be.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Are you
down.
defending Will Smith?
I'm saying there's probably some context there.
Take that name out of your mouth, bitch.
As a coming from out of the mouth of an arsehole, I don't think he's. I don't think he's got any friends anyway. He's probably just got his wife.
I find
who
this
probably don't even like him anyway.
Maybe that's not a particularly good example of bad rap lyrics.
I think it's quite an interesting transition. As we've stumbled across Will Smith and the death of his film career, it's an interesting transition how he was a hip-hop guy, went to TV, then made it into films and had a big music career as well. And then primarily became known for films. Then, at the peak of his career, slapped comedian at the Oscars when he won his Oscar.
Yeah.
And now is returning back to his roots of hip-hop because he's got that now harder edge of slapping somebody.
Well, the thing is about that, he wanted to prove a point to that particular comedian because he was allegedly insulting his wife. So I don't think a slap actually cuts it.
Are you saying he should have done more?
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a.
You're saying he should have done a run and jump
flying headbutt.
Yeah.
Well, he walked across and he gave him a slap around the cheeks. Can you imagine Clint Eastwood doing that? No.
You mean Marion? No, that's John Wayne, isn't it?
You mean Marion?
Yeah, but Clint Eastwood walked up to him very slowly and
just took his cigar.
He would have frightened the crap out of him just staring at him.
With his chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Remember that film in the 80s?
Yeah. Right turn, Clyde. He'd have took his cigar out,
That chimp would have took his face
spat
off.
his tobacco on the floor, then shot him with his Magnet Colt 45.
His magnet.
Magnum
Oh,
Colt
magnet. I
45.
thought you got a magnet.
Saying something like, are you thinking, has he shot 5 or 6?
Oh, that one.
Go ahead, punk, make my day.
Yeah. I don't think he's on a live radio TV program here. He just walked up and been real
Big
calm
guy, though,
about
Will
it.
Smith, isn't he? He's got big hands.
What I want to know though is, would Will Smith, would he have done that if it was something like, I don't know, The Rock giving it the nomination, and The Rock saying them words?
Maybe not. But
Why?
He wouldn't have got away
that-
with it
well,
as easy.
Is that his?
But
is
we
that
don't.
how much of an arsehole that he's stooped to, that he can only, smaller, frailer people.
But we don't know what
I
their
don't think he's that small. He's that frail. I think he can handle himself.
we don't know what their relationship.
What they call him, that comedian that he slapped.
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Sure, he's only a wee person.
Oh, he might only be a wee person, but he's deceptive. He's a bit like yourself. You're an optical illusion.
Is it?
People think you're about 5'2", but you're not. He's 5'10".
Yeah,
But you just look smaller.
yeah.
But like at the time, it was
You're
very
an optical
shocking,
illusion.
and it's not great, and no one's endorsing violence and stuff. But we don't know what their relationship's like, and what must it have taken for such a weak joke to prompt that on live TV at the Oscars at the height of his career to go up on stage and hit a comedian.
I think he thought
That river runs deep.
this is gonna make me look
Big.
No,
Very-
I don't think so.
very female protective.
I think there's a lot of wounds that aren't shown somewhere. No. I think that river is an ocean.
I think he was just doing it to try and boost his.
Yeah, but he's about to win
His
an
Instagram
Oscar.
account
He's
up.
about to win an Oscar. He has no need. He could have just sat there, said, that's wrong. Or, played along.
Yeah, but
and he would have won his Oscar and he wouldn't be the hero.
When I first saw it, I
thinks-
thought it was staged anyway.
Everyone did.
He thinks it's big and clever. And he thought he looked cool and hard and look at Will Smith, what he does. But would he have done that with Rock? No. Why? Because Rock would have picked him up and thrown him back to his chair. Two bad actors together in one room.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Van Morrison could have chucked him back in corner.
He should have chewed him back in court.
And nobody likes Van Morrison.
The dick.
There's two types of people.
So, here's a question for you.
Two types of people.
Go on, sorry.
People that like Van Morrison and people that have met him.
Yeah, he's a bit of an arsehole, isn't he? He's a bit frosty.
Yeah.
I think he thinks he's as good as he is. Or people think he
The
is.
problem is, it's his problem because he has been like this since he was very young. And he's got this head on his shoulders that is, I don't know what it is. It's, a lot of people like his music. I know people that think he's brilliant and love everything he does. But as a person, why does anybody, not just Van Morrison, why does anybody have to be that way? Because he goes out of his way to be damned awkward. And
Is he a small man?
He is short, yeah.
There we go, small man syndrome. Poison dwarf.
He's just
Not my words, Wayne's.
Wayne's.
Do you hear that, Van?
Yeah, come on, man.
I told Elon he's about 3'6", isn't he?
It's huge. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's over 6 foot
But
into.
it's going a bit weird. But it's not music, so.
Got out of that one quick, didn't you?
The richest man in the world. Nah.
He's got a lot of lawyers.
So, AC/DC's Stiff Upper Lip. Yeah? The music video to Stiff Upper Lip.
Yep.
Yeah, we all right, Wayne?
Yeah, it's all right. I'm just.
Don't really take away.
No, I'm just trying to find something.
Checking the lottery win.
No, my football bets.
Who was an extra in that video when they were 17?
Oh.
And AC/DC only recently found out.
Themselves.
Yeah.
What year was it?
Not last year. No, so they are maybe my age now. So it was a while ago when they were 17. So we're talking like early noughties.
somebody was in one of their videos in early noughties that is now a star.
Mm-hmm. They were headbanging in the background, and the director kept telling them to stop.
Ed Sheeran.
Because it was too retro dancing. They wanted it to be
it's got to be Lemmy.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
She was dancing in the background and she was headbanging. She was told that you need to start headbanging because it needs to be like more modern.
Really?
But they didn't, because they're doing like one of these carpool karaoke things with AC/DC, and she rocked up. No, she was doing a carpool karaoke and he rocked up. And she was like, she's a super fan. And she's like, I was dancing I was an extra in one of your videos when I was 17. He was like, no way. Way. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I wonder why then. There's slight elements of rock in her music, though, isn't there?
Oh, she's a huge rock fan. She did a collab with. She did like a couple of gigs with Metallica, didn't she?
Mm. Yeah, there's elements of that in her own music. You can. What's that one where she's like a motorbike?
Born This Way.
Sorry?
Born This Way.
Yeah, that's it. It's a great track, that.
It's very 90s style as well.
Yeah, it is, but it's a good track.
By the way, if anyone thinks that a submarine's about to emerge, it's not. It's Wayne's phone.
Yeah. Well, it's his wrist.
Bing, bing.
Dive.
Very Thunderbirds.
So Ed Sheeran. Apparently, he's got the number one album at the moment. His new album's gone to number one again. I don't know how many albums he's got out, but he's had quite a lot of these number ones.
That lad can't fail, can he?
No. Even when he does stuff for other people, he don't seem to fail. The stuff that... I mean, he's a very clever bloke. He's not my cup of tea, but he's a very clever bloke. He's very knowledgeable in a lot of aspects of music, isn't he?
He does a lot of writing.
Playing, writing, producing, doing sounds and
Foy Vance gets a lot of writing credits.
He does, yeah.
He works with him when he records albums.
Yeah.
But apparently he only went to number one with the albums since he released the new album on vinyl.
Again, the old vinyl.
Yeah.
Strikes again.
He was floating around something like, with streams and stuff like that, he was floating around about 4 or 5 in charts, and he released the new album on vinyl and just went...
Yeah.
Just went nuts.
And then people that have bought it...
It's gone straight to number one.
50% of them won't have anything to play it on.
No,
they just like to collect
just buy albums, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just mad.
But the idiots say vinyl aren't back. Whoever says stuff like that.
Whoever said that? Who said that?
Organisms.
Who said that, Louis? Which one of us three, Wayne, said that?
With a petri dish for an imagination bucket.
Do you know, I read some of this week, and it was about a band from Glasgow in 1964. They're called the Poets, and their single. They did very few singles.
What, they've never married?
No. They did very...
But they did lots of singles.
They did very few singles, but they did a few. And they got in British charts once with about they got to about 34 or something like that.
Oh.
So they wasn't particularly big.
No.
You know, their single is now selling for £700. If it's in good condition, you can get £700 for their singles. And this is the thing about vinyls. You know, you sold your Thriller for £1.50.
Like
Don't worry about it. You probably only get £1.50 now.
Oh, you're saying because it's a bit like Pokemon cards. The rarer, the better.
The rarer, the better. Yeah, because how many of them albums does he sell? 9 million, something like that?
I think you can pick it up. Thrillers now is about 40 quid, I think.
There's got to be something special about it.
No.
That's the thing.
Just to go to HMV and buy Thriller off HMV on 180 gram vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows his grammage now.
He's into it.
Oh, he's up to his
vinyl's dead. But if you get it at 180 gram, it's a lot better.
Yeah, you're looking at 35, 40 quid for that album. Yeah.
Usually, you've got to have something special about it.
What you were talking around in a podcast a couple of weeks ago. The Crimson thing.
Oh, King Crimson.
30 quid for that.
Yeah.
That's not just a one-off. And you were willing to pay 30 quid for a vinyl.
That's 1969 album.
Yeah, but you were just
It
going to
didn't
buy
sell 9 million.
No, but what I mean is, it didn't just sell 1 or 2, but you were still willing to pay.
Oh
30
yeah,
quid
and
for
that was a personal thing though with me because it were a memory thing and it was something. It's an iconic cover. I didn't really want it.
No, but what I
just
mean
wanted to own it.
is just, even now, like I said, Thriller would be, I don't know, 35, 40 quid.
Have you thought about buying it again?
What, Thriller?
Yeah. No, King Crimson, you tart.
The Thriller's gone though.
The Thriller's gone.
Thriller's gone, yeah. Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'd probably just sit and cry and just think, oh, God.
Well,
All them albums I had.
you've lost £28.50. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
things he could have done.
Things I could have done. We're going to retire on that. That was my pension plan.
£28.50 all on about 300 albums, though.
What are you crying about? Thriller.
Thriller. Well, that was the thing, you see. He sold 9 million. So there's plenty of them about. The original ones, yeah, they might. But I don't understand why the Thriller, recent press, is generating that amount of money. That sounds a bit odd for me.
It's such a...
It's not that I don't believe you, but I think it's a bit odd.
Yeah, it's just because it stakes. And people are buying vinyls then.
But it's usually, they've got to have something about them that makes them either the rare, there's some run-off notes in, or the album's got different colours on it or something. There's something odd about them that makes them collectible, that makes them valuable. If an album, Peter Frampton Comes Alive, 1976, it sold millions and millions. Billy sold an album that year, and it's sold millions and millions. You can pick them up for 10, 15 quid. There's nothing special about them because there's that many out there, and there's a lot of in good condition out there.
I've got a little story about Michael Jackson.
Ooh, really?
Yep. So Michael Jackson secretly composed music for Sonic 3 back in 1993. So, Sonic.
The Hedgehog.
Yeah, the arcade game, right? Sonic 3.
Okay.
But
He remembers how it goes.
Yeah, I know.
How's that?
Do.
Do you?
No.
What?
Oh.
A theme tune.
No.
And
I didn't play Sonic.
You missed a life. Too busy crying about Thriller. Anyway, but Sega erased almost all traces of his work following the scandal allegations in What scandal? Well,
Well,
you
young boys.
don't know about the scandals in 1993 with Michael Jackson, Part 1?
Well,
And minors and... I mean...
there was always rumours, but these
Come on,
rumours...
it was a famous scandal. He had a red shirt on, a big hat, and he made a speech to the TV.
Yeah, all these rumours went away, didn't they?
Yeah, but there was a scandal.
that's why I went bankrupt.
His image was tarnished.
Yeah.
Anyway, they removed almost all traces of him, but...
It wasn't me.
But you can hear traces of it in Carnival Night Zone,
Okay.
where you can hear some of his beatboxing.
Oh, okay.
You know, his famous like bow.
No, that's not even. Is it really? Chichi Pow.
When you know what to do, like as almost like his approach to the mic, walking over hot coals.
Oh, shit, that's hot.
Just stubbed my toe.
So
Well,
yeah,
I didn't know. They deleted him from there.
he had a game, didn't he? There was a game where he was running through a hotel room, a hotel floor, a bit like Home Alone. There was a Michael Jackson game, arcade game on Sega.
Yeah?
Yeah, where you'd like have to moon dance over things and like stuff. But that got banned because of the allegations. No, there was a game. Yeah. It was a platform game where you'd leap over boxes and do a little moonwalk and stuff. It was pants. It was a bit like, remember that E.T. game, which like people just buried in a skip and now it's worth a load.
I've got some of that stuff in my loft.
E.T. game. If you've got an E.T. game in there, you're a rich man.
Yeah, sell it.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been yours.
E.T.?
No, I don't think it were E.T.
Oh.
There's all the Atari stuff up there.
Oh, well, if it's not E.T. then.
Yeah?
If it's ET, have a scout throw. If it's ET, get on eBay.
Why?
Oh, it's worth a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Were there not many sold, apparently?
Thousands.
It was given horrendous reviews.
Yeah?
and they had all these ones printed, but they didn't know what to do with it, so they just put them in a landfill.
Really?
So do you know when they bring when they rush games out to meet a film's demand,
like they do with music,
they do with all sorts of stuff.
Black pudding, the same stuff with black pudding. Rush it out.
For those of you that are not in England, that is like a savoury sausage.
Done in pig's blood
Yeah.
and stomach linings.
It's nice grilled as well, or fried.
It's horrendous.
No, don't believe Wayne. He likes a bit of sausage.
Sausage platter king.
He's known like that. He's known by that name. He's here. Sausage platter king.
Release the sausage. Anyway, so yeah, that's my Michael Jackson fact. Sega 3.
I didn't know any of that. Did you know any of that?
No.
You've been a big...
Yeah, I like a game, but I didn't
no,
play
you like,
Sonic
you
and
like a
stuff
bit of
like
Wacko
that.
Jacko, don't you?
I like a bit of Wacko Jacko, but no, I didn't know they were in games. No.
And he did the music for it, but they got rid of every evidence of him. Almost.
It's taking my story.
I know.
No, I was just surprised by it. I didn't realise that. Yeah.
Yeah. He appeared in The Simpsons, didn't he, as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, he appeared in The Simpsons, but he only would do something to do with the contract. He would only do the talking parts. He wouldn't do the singing parts. So they had a Michael Jackson impersonator to do the singing parts. So there's a song called Lisa, It's Your Birthday.
Yeah.
Lisa, it's your birthday. Right?
But he wouldn't do the singing.
No,
bit.
the contract would be that it would be somebody else who would sing that. And Michael Jackson would only do the talking parts. So the character who Michael Jackson did the voice for was an overweight, disillusioned man who thought it was Michael Jackson. And he was from a mental institute, I think. But it had Michael Jackson's voice.
Oh.
Do you remember the episode?
Yeah, I remember Jacko
Yeah.
being in
No, that's new to me as well. Where have I been? I think I've been...
asleep.
Yeah.
You'd be looking for that King Crimson behind like
No,
that's
for 30 quid.
No, that's interesting, that though.
Yeah. So there was, if you check out The Simpsons in the early mid-90s, it's Lisa's birthday and there's Michael Jackson cameo on there, but he's only talking, not singing.
So Glastonbury's pre-tax profits for 2024 are out. And it's 5.9 million.
Yeah, they've doubled, haven't they, profits?
Yeah. In 2023, it was 2.9 million.
Which is concerning, really. Now, I like Glastonbury. And coupled with the story from Neil Young, that he's boycotting Glastonbury because of its association with the BBC, and he thinks it's become too corporate.
Yeah.
Although it did perform there in 2009, and the BBC still covered it then, because I saw him. But now he decides that it's not good anymore. Now, I've always liked Glastonbury because I've always been under the influence that a lot of money...
No, you've always been under the influence.
That's true. That a lot of money goes to charity. Now, if they're now doubling their profits...
That means not as much. It's going to...
Like, who's...
What profits? They're not supposed to be making any profit.
Well, I mean, they need to make some profits to enable...
Well, yeah, they need to
do.
generate some cash so that they can put all this on, because it is a working farm after all.
Yeah, but it just feels a bit...
Against the grain?
Yeah, I don't feel like that's what it started out to be.
Yeah.
That's not why people wanted to, A, play at Glastonbury, or B, go to Glastonbury. Not because it was just like... People wanted to be at Glastonbury and perform there because of this legendary status, and it was a place to be.
Because it was a charitable event.
It's just a huge venue. Lots of people,
Yeah.
good events.
Good place to be seen.
A good core to it.
Yeah.
Now it's become a bit of a... I don't know.
Well, it's the one statement. We don't know how much...
Yeah.
We don't know what's
When
behind
was
it
the
all.
first time you did Glastonbury?
2009.
When was the last time you did Glastonbury?
2023.
Did you see a difference?
Yeah, huge difference.
A big difference.
Yeah, more people.
Right. Which was the better Glastonbury?
2013. Because I saw the Rolling Stones. But 2009...
No, I mean as a full package. Would you have, if you could go back to one, would you do the 2009 one or would you do the last one?
I'd do the 2009 one.
So you think it were better back then than it is
There's a few
now?
reasons, though, for that, and it's not all Glastonbury's fault, because in 2009, you didn't suffer from the Instagram effect. So people going to gigs because it's good for their Instagram.
Right.
It seems like the last time I went to see Elton John. only for
You
a
didn't
few gigs.
specifically go and see Elton John.
Well, he won't let me backstage, but I went to see him, and I don't believe that everyone there are fans of Elton John.
No.
But what you do get is a great Instagram picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go and watch him because he's Elton John.
And I was aware that
here.
a lot of people were not paying attention. They were just there and they were talking to the mates and taking photos and stuff. That nobody was really paying attention. But that area was swamped. And it seems like the main stage becomes like a huge stress pit.
Instagram
There were so many people. I think they're selling more tickets than they did in 2009.
Yeah.
They're cramming more people in. It's more claustrophobic. In 2009, you could sit down on the field and you could make your way to the front, right? There was space to sit down. You have no chance in the main stage area now. No, to sit down anyway. It's crammed right up to the back.
Yeah.
And there's certain points where it's not as enjoyable. And there are certain points where it feels like there used to be more space there. So if I look at Latitude now, even though it's a lot smaller, but the amount of tickets they sell for the space that it is, the Latitude now feels like what Glastonbury felt like in 200009.
Right.
Which is
Because
a lot
isn't
more comfortable.
Latitude now a more family oriented?
Yeah, it's a family-based one, but I'm talking about like it doesn't feel as condensed. It doesn't feel as like sometimes Glastonbury can feel a little overwhelming with how many people are confined to like a certain stage field or whatever.
Right.
And no matter what time of the day, the main stage area is just crammed when it never used to be that way. I feel like they're really like it's visual how much they're monetizing on it and just the amount of people that are shoveling in.
Well, hence why the profits have doubled in 12 months.
I'll go and get some more beers.
5.9
Yeah.
to from 2.9 in 12 months, which is a big jump.
Yeah, I don't know how much their recent tickets are actually because I didn't apply.
A big jump.
Didn't apply. You have to buy. You have to register yourself in October. Or it used to be that you register yourself in October, you pay your deposit, and then you pay your rest rate in April.
Yeah, I think there was. I was reading something around. Is it next week they're going to give you something like 98% at bands at theatre?
All right.
They're waiting for confirmation from a few bands to whether or not they'll be there. But they've got something like 96, 97% of bands already saying that they will be there. I'm sure he said it's next week. End of next week, they're hoping to announce the lineup.
I wonder who's
96% at lineup, should we say?
You get a lot of people complaining because it's becoming more poppy, but that's just because there's not enough people cutting through who are making it big in like other genres, really.
Yeah, I mean, pop's still big, isn't it? I know it's not our cup of tea, but you're never going to get rid of it.
No, it's always going to be there. It's been there since. It's just popular music.
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of pop.
Who would you like to see playing Glastonbury, like headlining? Because don't get me wrong, sorry, I know I've given Glastonbury a bit of a squeeze.
Like AC/DC, something like that.
I'm sure they've done it, yeah, but
you know, a good old traditional rock band, a proper rock band with.
They do a good job, won't they?
Yeah, I think AC/DC. I think stuff like that is made for them.
You know, when I saw Bruce Springsteen, he was great. But a little fact I've learned about Bruce Springsteen is apparently he doesn't play barcodes.
No, he doesn't.
He prefers a capo. He says he can play barcodes, but he just finds them awkward.
He don't like them.
He don't like them, and he will not play them.
Let's face it, who does?
They're not good, but like, it just shows you.
Yeah,
he's got by without it.
Yeah,
and he's quite a good guitarist. He's a rhythm guitarist.
Well, he's wrote a lot of songs, hasn't he?
Well, that don't make him a good guitarist.
Yeah, but he's wrote the songs that
chord structure is based around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so he's got away with it.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't done a bad job, has he?
No. Yeah, I saw that recently about him, and I was shocked.
It was on the Howard Stern show.
Correct.
Yeah, he was talking.
Yeah, I was shocked about that. I thought, wow, how did he manage that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the El Capo business. For those of you who don't know,
a capo is something that you put on the neck of a guitar to change the key of it. It It creates a nut moving down the neck, shortens the strings, raises the pitch.
See, I managed to say that without actually saying it. No, I was surprised by that, though.
Yeah.
I just thought I might just throw this in by Timberland.
All right.
Why are you sleeping with your eyes closed?
With your eyes?
With your eyes closed?
Why are you sleeping with your eyes closed?
Is there another way to sleep?
Well, this is my question. Is there something we don't know?
So as perhaps them or they or him or her or whoever he is.
Or whoever he is.
Perhaps he's discovered a way of sleeping without closing your eyes. No?
Well, he might have done. He might have done. I mean, this is why I actually wrote it down, because I thought, it's a strange statement. Why are you sleeping with your eyes closed? What were he trying to say to us?
Don't know. I think he's found a different variation of sleep.
Well, I hope it works out for you, Timberland. It's not working for me. I like to shut my eyes.
Yeah.
Let's keep my pupils warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Who wrote The Burning Ring of Fire?
Well, I would have thought Johnny Cash, but...
I mean, it could still be right. Just a question.
I'm going to say that it wasn't him because of the question that you asked.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was June Carter Cash.
Oh?
June Carter Cash, his wife. Second wife. Originally recorded by her sister, Anita Carter, in 1962. Not a lot of people know this. You just think it was old Johnny himself.
Yeah, you would.
Burning Ring of
Well, he's the one that's made it famous.
I think it's the only version I've ever heard.
Yeah, me too. It was recent. Apparently, there's a documentary coming out, and I believe it's produced by Reese Witherspoon.
All right, yeah.
She's
Why is she into that sort of stuff?
yeah, she takes a lot of books, books, and turns them into films. But she's obviously reaching out into documentary worlds. She's all about female empowerment as well.
A sister as well, hasn't she?
Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, Reese without a spoon.
That wouldn't make her a sister, would it?
Well, not really,
I'll
no.
make her a cousin.
What you should have said, but she's been she's died recently. She's been attacked.
No.
She's been stabbed, and you'd be like, "Oh, is she?"
I didn't want to go that far.
With a spoon.
Without a spoon.
Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah, without a spoon's cousin.
Right.
noted.
I just
Incest.
So yeah, I think that version is the only version I've ever heard.
Me too.
I don't think it's ever been covered by anybody else either. Has it?
Apparently, it's.
I think it might have been no,
It's
might have been covered.
it's Ring of Fire.
I won't know.
think.
Won't know any.
It's brackets love Ring of Fire. So I think the Ring of Fire is the wedding band.
Oh, I thought you'd been for a curry.
Not as enus lus about the hoose.
Well, I thought you'd been for a curry and, the old burning ring of fire.
Well, you never know.
No, it weren't. No.
He got offered a load of money, for that song to be used in an advert for like hemorrhoids.
Really? Yeah, turn it down.
He turned it down, yeah. But
Good. I'm glad he did.
But that's my only other fact I have on the Burning Ring of Fire.
I'm glad he pushed it back.
Oh, can you
Pushed
see
it
covering that? Oh, can you see covering that?
I can see Brucey Springsteen. I can see.
I bet he's played it.
I can see.
I bet he's played it on stage.
Burning Ring of Fire. Who's got a deep voice and quite slow? Barry Manilow.
Richard Hawley.
Richard Hawley. Yeah, I bet he could do it. Richard Hawley.
Yeah, Richard
Sheffield
Hawley.
legend. He probably has it. He loves a bit of that West.
He loves a bit of that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Richard Hawley. He fits them all quite easily, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But who wouldn't sort of...
I could see doing a good version of it, actually. Somebody like Miley Cyrus.
Well, yeah, you might be right there. Alt could work.
Because
what was that kid earlier that you mentioned? Before you've answered, mate.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Yeah, he could do it, but would it work as
I've
good?
got one for you. David Gilmour in his signature David Gilmour vocal harmonies.
He wants to get
Big solo.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
Have eight.
And of course, the TV screen will then be like a ring, like back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd.
Like Pulse.
And for no reason whatsoever, it'll be comfortably numb solo. And then drops back
You're
into
getting
Ring
carried
of Fire.
away with this, aren't you?
I think that would be good. I think if he did that,
A reworking.
reworking, yeah. Not
but it would have to
From
be a
back at
complete
stage,
reworking.
out walks Rogers at it again. Bum, bum.
Right.
Play bass.
We haven't had a bit of Roger for ages, have we?
I think he's been shot.
You think he's been shot?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
somebody's...
Or do you think he's
fed
just
up with
gone
him.
quiet on purpose because he's been talking that much crap
No,
lately?
I think somebody's had him done.
He's had him done.
I think he would have been on news if he were dead.
I don't think they found him yet.
Speaking
All
of dead, we've recently lost Johnny Walker.
All right.
Well, there's a strange conversation because I was saying to my relatives, my sister and whatever, over the weekend, that somebody mentioned him. I said, oh, he's dead now, isn't he? He's not dead, is he? I know he retired because he were ill, but it turns out he is.
He were ill.
Yeah,
He
yeah, we're
died.
right, but I didn't. But I didn't know.
no, I don't know. I've not heard that. When did he...
Yeah, he's been ill for quite some time.
I knew he was ill.
This is quite recent.
And I know he's been ill, but I didn't know he'd do.
I can't give you any more details. Just know he's dead and condolences.
But they've all paid tribute to him, haven't they?
Yeah.
Everybody, all the sort of legendary artists of that period, they've all paid tribute to him.
And speaking of dead, Liam Payne, who's
Yes,
died.
yeah.
5 people have now been charged.
They've
with
been
it.
charged.
We originally, in a few podcasts back, said
right,
3,
yeah.
but now it's 5.
Yeah, supplying him with drugs, weren't they?
Sketchy.
Well, you see, who do you blame? Him for buying them or them for supplying them?
Well, if you've got no one supplying him, you can't buy them. But if you're of a vulnerable nature and he's famous and they're pushing him on him,
Yeah, that's what pushers do. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
God
you know,
damn the pusher.
if you're a druggie, you're not
on
going
that.
to turn it down, are you?
Exactly.
If they're selling and he's a druggie, he's going to want it.
Well,
So, I mean, I know it's wrong, but it's their way of making money. They're not going to say, yeah, I can't sell it you, mate. They're
Well-
going to sell it, aren't they?
and that's why they've been arrested.
Yeah.
No charge.
Well, rightly so. They should do them on both accounts, selling drugs and incognito with him jumping or being thrown off at Bannister or wherever he did.
Yeah.
Is that actually a physical crime, that? Incognito?
Incognito.
You were charged
With the-
incognito.
Incognito of...
How do you
might
plead?
be.
Incognito.
And we lost Vic Flick.
Who's a Vic Flick?
Oh, you say, who's Vic Flick? We lost Vic Flick, I think it was in November. Now, Vic Flick, or Victor Harold Flick.
Sounds like a wrestler from the 80s.
German.
Rick Flick.
German. Big, long blonde hair, or Austrian or something like that.
One eyebrow.
The
blonde
man
hair.
should have been absolutely minted.
Big eyebrows.
But he wasn't. Well, he might have been, I don't know. But he was a session player, session guitarist. He ended up living in California and he ended up dying in California. But he's English.
All right.
But he's the man who plays. Dun, 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 dun. He does the Bond theme.
Da-da-da-da.
Bling.
The Bond chord.
right.
Yeah, he's the man.
Right.
Vic Flick.
Sounds like a Bond villain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Vic Flick.
Mr. Flick.
Cause of death, the Vic Flick.
Yeah, he died. But he just got paid a session rate for it.
Well, he would do, wouldn't he, I suppose?
Yeah, but isn't that sad?
Yeah, but you wouldn't know. It's like the guy who designed the Nike logo and got $5.
You can look at any other film and you can say, well, that's, any music. But you've only got to play it, dun, 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 and you know it's a Bond film.
Yeah. Or like there's some other things like the chord and yeah.
Yeah, but that's Vic Flick.
That's Vic Flick.
And
the
he
flick
just
of the
got
Vic.
a day rate for that.
So what he should have done then is fetched it out on a single.
We weren't his. He's employed by somebody.
So he didn't write
and
it.
they
So
own
he
the
didn't-
rights to
He
it.
didn't write it then.
They own the rights to it.
So he didn't write it.
So Bull had just got session mules.
Yeah.
Session, yeah.
He came up with a riff, I
So
think.
why are we even talking about Vic
that's-
Flick?
that's
No,
right.
I think he came up with a riff. I think they were all worked out on the day, but they were basically they got the theme, but they had to put it all together. This is right from the very first one, don't forget, because that theme song's always been there. So they had to work it out. But it's a pity he couldn't go back and say, look, this is so recognisable as Bond.
But they would have got somebody else. They were like, well, I don't know, this is going to be a success or not, Vic.
Flick.
We're going to flick you. Off you
Vic.
pop. Bring in Bobby Bobster.
You got Big Bobby there.
Big Bobby Bobster Bo.
He could do a better job.
Bobby, get on the bass.
All right, we've got about Unkso.
Unkso?
I think that's how you pronounce it, Unkso. And he says, quite poignantly, like I've been constipated for a minute, I drop hard shit.
It seems like a lot of things revolve around the dairy.
Don't they?
Yeah.
They have a lot of things to do with shit. Yeah.
Can you just remind us of the first one before
It's your favourite, isn't it?
before we depart this?
Think you the shit? Bitch, you not even fart.
And on that note,
Goodbye.